Here, what's good, Smooth Gang? What's good, Shooter Crew? It's your boy Smooth152, aka the Shooter, and you already know what it is when you see my face up on the screen, right? Yeah, story time for that ass. Appreciate y'all coming through, hitting that like button, running them views up right quick for a nigga. Know what I mean? I really appreciate that. So keep doing what y'all do, and I'm gonna keep dropping these bangers for y'all. Know what I mean? So let's jump right into the story time right quick. You already know. Blue cheese. Yeah. So, like I was saying, appreciate y'all for coming through, hitting the like button, hitting that sub button, going up. Know what I mean? I posted something about my first year on YouTube in the community tab and all that, so y'all can go check that out over there. And tell a friend to come through and join the Smooth Gang. You already know what it is, right? So let's jump into it. Like I say, all these story times take place a while ago. So this was like maybe my second my second year in East Orange on this one block, 17th Street. So boom, it was me, my two cousins, and they twins. You know what I mean? And my man D. We call him Dodge. You know what I mean? So me me and my cousins had went uptown, right? We went to go cop some bud and shit. 'Cause that's what we were doing back then. We were selling bud and shit like that. And we went uptown and copped some bud. And I heard one of the twins be like, yo, let me get 10 bags of ill. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? I never heard of that shit before. So we bust out the motherfucking spot. Let me tell you what the spot looked like first. All right, jump on the train, ride to New York, we go to Brooklyn. We got family members in Brooklyn, Marcy Projects, you know what I mean? So we go check out the auntie and shit like that. Boom, go chill with them for a minute. Then we slide off. I think we went to Nostrand Ave or some shit like that. If I'm not mistaken, it's been a while ago. Like I said. So I think it was Nostrand. Because I remember when we was walking, it was a train, like train tracks above our head, like on them big ass legs above our heads and shit. We had to walk under that shit to like a little, what we call a poppy store over here, like a little bodega shit. They call that in New York a little bodega. So we went in one of these little poppy stores in there, right? But come to find out, this wasn't no poppy store. This was a dread spot, a Jamaican store. Know what I mean? So when you come in, it's a counter in the front of the store when you first come in. When you come in, you make a left, it's a counter right there. Or you can go straight to the back and place your order. Know what I mean? So we went straight to the back and placed our order and shit. Boom. So they got their shit, and then my cousin copped that. He copped his shit with the 10 bags of ill. So I'll tell you about that shit on the way back. I found out what it was. So we get our orders and shit. We check our shit. Cause you know the lunch bag that you take to work with shit? Just it's like it's it's insulated and shit. So we all had them shits. Like we just getting off work. Filled to the top with bud and shit. So we walk out, boom. And cuz we're like, let's go to the park. So we walk over by the park and shit. Everybody roll up a blunt. Now we just smoking regular blunts. I didn't know what that ill shit was till we got back to Jersey, back to the crib. So we smoking the blunt, testing out the shit, know what I mean, see how it is. So we out there smoking and shit, talking shit. So cuz like, let's get something to drink. Called Street Liquor Store. So we go across the street, got something to drink. At this time, like I said, it was the early 90s. You know what I mean? So niggas is drinking 40s and shit. Old English and St. Ives and shit like that. That's what we was drinking back then. So we go grab 240s and come back across the street in the park, kill some time, boom, drinking, smoking. Then we dip. Go back to the train, go on the train and shit, we out. Get back to Jersey. Did we jump in a cab to go back to the crib or did we jump in the bus? I think we jumped in the bus. So we got from downtown, as soon as we got downtown Penn Station, we got off the train, walked through the Penn Station, and I think we got on the bus instead of jumping in the cab. So we jumped in the bus, came back to the hood. Now, before we go to the house, because his house is right next door to the corner store and shit. So boom, we ran up in the store, everybody grabbed their Dutchess and shit. Boom, everybody ran upstairs. We see, as we came back, we went upstairs. They did what they did with their shit, left some of the shit in the house and brought some shit outside. I brought my shit back downstairs with me, but I stashed my shit outside in the back where we was at in case the police ran down on us. Because we was in the back of the building and we came back outside and shit. Because we went to go back there and smoke. So we see my boy Dosh and shit. Yo, D, come on, come here. So he come over to see what we doing and shit, right? So we all in the backyard chopping it up and shit. So everybody started breaking out blunts and shit, start rolling up. So I'm like, hey, yo, what's that shit that you cop? That shit you said was ill? He was like, oh shit, thank you for reminding me, yo. Good looking for reminding me. He tapped his pocket and he pulled one out. It was a tray bag about this motherfucking big. Right? And it's all black. It ain't got no, it's straight black and it's about a bag about this big. And what was in it, it looked like black weed, but it wasn't. So he busted it open and he sprinkled the shit in the motherfucking blunt. So when he did it, I'm like, hold the fuck up. I'm standing over him and I'm looking down at the blunt like, yo, what the fuck is this? And all I smell is peppermint. Like, shit smell like mint and shit. So I'm like, yo, cuz, what's this? He's like, it's dust. What the fuck? Dust. I don't think I want none of that. So he's like, yo, calm down, I got you, cuz. So boom. He breaks the shit down, he spreads it through the motherfucking blunt. Then he takes a bag of weed and he puts it on top of that shit. And he rolled this shit up. Now it's me, my boy D, him, and his twin brother. So it's all four of us back here. Now, I don't know who did this shit, but it's been on this building for a minute. Somebody came on the building and did some graffiti shit. It's all old, it's faded out, all crazy looking and shit, right? It looked, to me, honestly, it really looked like a ghost face. Like somebody drew a ghost with a face, like from Pac-Man or some shit like that. That's what it looked like somewhat. But like I said, the colors was all faded out and shit. So we back there smoking this blunt that got this black shit in that they called, what he called it. That it was dust and shit. So I'm like, alright. They back and forth, passing back and forth. I lit my blunt, I passed it to him, put the blunt in rotation. That shit came to me. I hit the shit twice. And I'm analyzing the shit like, what the fuck? Now this time I'm like 17, 18 years old. So I'm hit the shit, I'm like, alright, it's all good. So I handed it to my man D and shit. So D hitting the shit. He hit the shit like a motherfucking 4 times. Quick shit, handed it off. He blew the smoke out. He leaning up against the gate like this. He chilling. Now one of the twins is sitting on the steps of the fire escape. The other twin is standing up against the pole right next to him because he's sitting like this right here. And his brother's standing right here. I'm in front of one of the twins and D is on the gate on the side of me. Now the wall is right here because they're on the steps coming down. So the wall on the building is over here. This nigga standing like behind me, and when the blunt came back to him again, the nigga started tripping when he passed the blunt off. As soon as he passed the blunt off, he did like this. He shook his head And he started talking to niggas. Boom. And then all of a sudden, a nigga turned his head and started focusing on the graffiti on the wall. So that he done moved from behind me. So he's like right here between me and the twin. And the other twin he's standing on the steps now. He got up, he's standing up. So he's standing up, his brother's standing up, D's standing right here, and I'm standing right here, leaning up against one of the poles. So we still smoking and shit. He handed the blunt off, I got my blunt back. So this nigga was telling jokes to these niggas, and everybody laughing. So he steps back and starts looking at this fucking wall. The nigga start looking at this wall and start tripping. Yo, it's trying to get me. It's trying to get me. What the fuck is that nigga talking about? He was staring at the fucking graffiti on the wall like, yo, it's trying to get me. Why this nigga just take off? The nigga took off down the alleyway. He kicked his shoe off soon as he got to the end of the alleyway and made that left, running towards his house. Because he lived on the corner of my block. We on Eaton Place in 19th Street. That's where they lived at, the corner of Eaton Place in 19th Street in the building, over top of the Poppy store. Well, behind the Poppy store. And this nigga lived on the corner of my block. So the nigga came out the alleyway, kicked one shoe off, and took off. And when we looked at each other like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? I'm like, yo, that shit in that blunt you gave that nigga, yo. He like, that nigga having a bad trip. So we got up and ran to the front. When we get to the front of the building, like I said, it's a shoe here. That's what we seen. He kicked that shit off as soon as he got to the end of the alleyway and made that left. From there, we just seen a trail of clothes going to this nigga house. Oh my fucking God, when I tell you, we come out the back, grab his shoe, grab the other shoe, grab a sock, grab the other sock, grab the pants and the drawers, grab the shirt, grab the t-shirt. This nigga made a whole trail to his house with his clothes. We get down the street to his house, knock on the door. Like, did DJ come in here? Like, yeah, that nigga ran up the stairs like a bat out of hell. So we like, can we come in? They're like, yeah. So we come in the house and shit. We run upstairs to this nigga room. Why this nigga sitting on the floor, butt ball naked in the corner of the closet. Like, yo, they tried to get me. And he just rocking back and forth. Yo, that shit just tried to kill me. That nigga just had me by my motherfucking head trying to snatch my head off. What the fuck? The shit that we looking at ain't got no arm. Yo, that nigga had a terrible trip off of that shit right there. Don't ever do that shit. Because the effect that nigga had, that shit wasn't no good, yo. Me, I was alright because I was just cool with it. He was cool too, but I don't know what made that shit click off in his head. And he just got fascinated with this shit on the wall. And then the shit just tripped his mind out. And the nigga just took off. Came out his clothes and everything all the way home. Poof. Yo. When we got to the nigga crib, they said the nigga hauled ass up there like a bat out of hell. They didn't know what the hell was wrong with him. They ain't even know the nigga ain't had no clothes on. Because we come in the house, we came to the house, to the door with his clothes in our hands. Like, what the fuck is that? That nigga just came in here like, yeah. Can we come in? They're like, all right, cool. We got this nigga clothes in our hands, running up the stairs. This nigga on the floor, in the closet, in the corner, talking about they gonna get me. He gonna get me. He tried to take my head off. He tried to snatch my head off, son. Yo, that's fucked up. Yo, he was really wilding, yo. We had to go downstairs, get this nigga a big ass glass of milk and make him drink the shit. Yo, the nigga drunk the milk, told him to get dressed. He drunk the milk, and when he drunk the milk, the nigga just sat on the bed and he was just sitting there like this, just rocking back and forth. He talking, but the nigga rocking back and forth like, oh shit, that shit still trying to come get me. Make sure he don't come in my house. He outside. Because when he was sitting at his bed is by a window. He keep looking out the window while he rocking like, yo, he outside. He trying to get me. Whoa, I never seen nobody trip off no shit like this before. That shit was crazy as hell, yo. Like, you can't be. That's wow. After that, I ain't never smoked no more of that shit. If I don't see you roll it, I don't want it if it ain't got straight bud in that shit. He sprinkled, and it's black, so, and it smell like mint. You can't miss it. So if you smell something and it tastes like that, it's something in your blunt, because weed don't taste like mints. Know what I mean? It tastes like a menthol. Like, it, when you inhale that shit, your mouth get cold. Like, and I really can't explain that shit, but the shit ain't do shit to me. It just had me cooking. I was fried. I was high as hell. And when that nigga did that shit, he fucked up my high. I was sober as hell. Because the nigga started tripping. We didn't know if the nigga was going to run in the street and get hit by a car. This nigga made a whole trail down the sidewalk until he crossed the street to his house. Of all his clothes. That shit was trippy, yo. I've never seen no shit like that in my life. I've never expected nobody to ever do that shit in front of me. Like, that shit was wild. He just said, it's coming to get me. The shit had my head. It was pulling my motherfucking head. That's why I was going back like, yo, get off me. Get off me. The nigga had my head. What the fuck is you talk? We were looking at this nigga like, yo, he crazy. But whatever that effect of that was in that blunt, that nigga couldn't handle that shit. He said that graffiti stick was on his fucking walls trying to get his head. That nigga ran home, stripping out his motherfucking clothes in the closet, butt ball naked, talking about don't let him in my house. He's still outside trying to get me. Nope, that's not for me. If it ain't weed, I don't want it. Yo, that shit was crazy. Never expected no shit like that in my life. Yo, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs at all, yo. That shit ain't for everybody. That shit ain't for nobody, really. But if you choose to, I can't knock you. I know what I do, and it's only this right here. I only drink on occasions or when I feel like it. Like, I don't drink heavy. I smoke. Know what I mean? So, yeah. Watch who you be around, and if you ain't paying attention to what they rolling, you can get hit up for that shit. Like, boom. See what happened to my man, and we told him. Matter of fact, he was dead when he was rolling because I asked him, yo, what is this? He said what it was. It's called ill, but it's really dust. Know what I mean? We all heard what he said. They already knew what it was, but me and him, we heard what he said. It was up to us to still want to smoke the shit. I never tried it. Let's see what happens. Nothing happened to me, but something happened to him. He was my learning experience. Don't fuck with that shit no more. And I didn't. You know what I mean? But yo, keep liking these videos. I appreciate y'all running it up, helping me get up to motherfucking 621 subs right now. Let's go. Trying to hit that 1K. Tell a friend about the Smooth Gang and come over. Hit that sub button. Hit that noty bell at all. And you know every time I hit up a video, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Know what I mean? I'm going to start going live on Tuesdays and Thursdays for real now. Because I see I get a little views on my little lives and stuff like that. So Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm going live. Monday, Tuesdays, and Friday. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You're going to get these videos right here. Know what I mean? But like I said, if you got any suggestions or story time that you want to hear or anything, hit that comment box, go to the description, and get my social media, hit my DM, ask questions, what you want to know. I'll make a video for it. But until next time, it's your boy Mr. Smooth 152, aka the Shooter. I'm gone. Bow! Holla.